Maybe tough. I'm live. There's a lot of files. I think Rocco's uploading a bunch of video files. Hello. Hopefully the internet doesn't choke. We're taxing the internet today. It's hot. Somebody, I think Kristen Coppers messaged me and said that the heat index is 105. It is hot. These are the days that you got to hydrate. These are the days that you got to stay cool. The chickens are in the shade right now. All three little Jerrys are in the shade at the Dubiel Ranch because it's hot. It's when it's hot, what's the best thing to do? You go to the beach. I can't go to the beach today, but we are going to Beecher, Will County, Beecher, with Darren Bailey, and I believe Cindy Bailey will be there. I don't know if Stephanie Trussell will be there, but I will be speaking with Darren at, I'm going to look up the time here. And for those of you who are undecided, my recommendation is always the same. For Senate, for governor, for AG, for all the races, get to know the candidates. This is an opportunity to get to know me and to get to know Darren and Cindy if she's there, and Stephanie if she's there. My wife, I think, will be there. My Stella, my youngest, will be there. 6 o'clock in Beecher. You're sharing this on my personal profile, please, and the CKG page. 6 o'clock at Cardinal Creek Golf Club, 615 South Dixie Highway in Beecher. Okay, so it's a Darren Bailey bus stop. And maybe, I don't know if we'll do the bus stop. You know, I know how to do the bus stop. If they play the bus stop, I will do the bus stop with you. But this is what I got, a couple of promises that I want, that I can actually deliver on. Number one is I am going to bring a boatload of these different shirts. I don't have any more with the stitching on it, but I'm going to bring as many shirts as we can unload. So tons of free shirts there. We'll have Matt Dubiel for Senate signs there. I'm going to be talking for a little bit. Darren Bailey's going to be talking for a little bit. And the theme is we got to take back Illinois. We got to take back our country. And we have to do that in a myriad of ways. We have to get the bad people out, and we got to get good people in. Who are the bad people? To me, from my view, I can't speak for anybody else, but in my view, the bad people are all the people that stood by while our government was shut down. Federally, locally, statewide, you name it. To me, everybody that stood idly by while they shut our government down and they closed while the government shut our economy down, those people have to go, every single one of them. I don't care if they're Democrats. I don't care if they're Republicans. I don't care if they're independents. I have zero loyalty to anti-Americanism. And so to me, getting the bad people out is getting rid of everybody that stood by for that stuff. What are the good people? Who are the good people? Well, that's for you to decide. And so the good people are coming out and showing themselves to you. The good people are saying, ask me anything, and I will answer everything. You can ask me anything. In fact, ask me anything right now, and I will answer everything as openly and honestly and transparently as I can. And it will be recorded and posted here on the internet for time and memoriam so that you and anybody else can refer to it. And later on, when you say like, hey, Matt, you know, you said that you were only running for one term for United States Senate. You said it on this video on June 14th, Flag Day, Donald Trump's birthday, and the 2-week mark to the primary election. You said, once again, Matt, you're only running for one term. And that is the truth. It's 100% the truth. I am only running for one term. I will only serve one term in the United States Senate. It's a 6-year term. And I'm 46, or I'm about to be 46. So one term is enough. And my goal is for you and others like me and you to be inspired to get involved and to know that it's possible to dump Duckworth in Illinois, to know that it's possible to get common sense, constitutional, patriotic Bill of Rights people in office in Illinois. This concept that we're a blue state and it's a blue city and all that stuff is nonsense. And I want people to understand and appreciate we, the people, are in charge, and your vote matters. My vote matters. People are about to find that out. They're going to find it out in the governor's race. Who are the good people? There's 3 candidates for sure that I believe are worth considering. And I'm going to be with one of them on Thursday. He's going to be talking. You make the choice. I'm not going to tell you who you should vote for. You need to decide who to vote for. I'm only telling you, I think I'm the guy that can beat Tammy Duckworth. But everybody that's running for Senate is going to tell you that. Elizabeth has a comment. Let's see what Elizabeth says. We must get involved, and no one has the right to complain if we do not get involved. Amen. I agree. There's a lot of voter apathy out there. Part of the reason is because there are people out there telling you your vote doesn't matter. That's a tactic for voter suppression. And what I really don't understand is somebody who's running for office telling you that your vote doesn't matter. How can you say that voting doesn't work? Vote for me. Voting works if you work it. It's sort of like Alcohol Anonymous. The program works if you work it. But if you throw your hands up in the air and then you say, nah, I'm not going to do it, or I'm going to pick and choose or whatever, then it's not going to work. We have to work it. Just like elections work if we work them. We need to have poll watchers. We need to have election judges. Think of how insurmountable it is to have an election season where early voting and mail-in voting is happening and there's drop boxes and stuff. I mean, just as a point of comparison, I have this phone and I have messages from voters coming in on my voicemail, on my text, on my Facebook Messenger, on my email, on my Twitter Messenger, direct messages, and then actual message threads. Those are all the different places where different messages are coming into me, and I'm trying to keep track of that stuff. How in the world can the Election Commission keep track of ballots when some of them are in the Dropbox and some of them are in the mail and some of them are over here and some of them are over there? How can you possibly keep track of it? It's set up for failure. So Election Day should be one day. It should be in person. Ballots, and of course, there's exceptions. Right? The exceptions would be like for the infirmed, for special circumstances, like people in the military, certain things like that. But the general population, the majority of the population can, will, and should be voting on Election Day. We should do it on paper, and we should have to show proof of citizenship in order to cast a vote. We have to show our driver's license when we're driving the car. So we should have to show that we're citizens in order to vote. But who are the good people? So the good people are the ones that are going to answer any and all questions. If you're watching this and you can share this, I'd appreciate it. I'm doing this video specifically for two reasons. Number one, I want you to know about the event in Beecher. It's at 6 o'clock this Thursday, the 16th. 6 o'clock Thursday, the 16th, Will County, Beecher. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., Cardinal Creek Golf Course. Maybe somebody can post it in the comments. 615 South Dixie Highway. I will be there. Darren Bailey will be there for sure. I will be speaking. I will bring tons of gear and shirts and things free, and materials for anybody that wants them. We have a few yard signs maybe available, but not many. So we'll bring some of those. We've got lots of shirts that we can give out. Darren's going to talk. If you haven't met Darren, if you haven't decided who you're voting for, even if you have decided and you like Darren, you should come out. Even if you have decided and you like me, you should please come out, because I'd like to meet you. I'd like Michelle to meet you. I'd like Stella to meet you. And we'd like to meet you. You know, they'd like to meet you, and I think you'd like to meet them. It's good to meet people that have similar views and similar morals and similar integrity. And that's been the best part of this process. So share this with somebody, please, that's close to Beecher, because we're going to be in Beecher at 6 o'clock on Thursday with the Darren Bailey bus tour. Some people that like Rabine, or some people that like Max Solomon may say like, oh, what, you're endorsing this guy. No, they're not endorsing me. Nobody's endorsing anybody. We're campaigning together because we meet a lot of people that are like-minded and are ready for change in Illinois. And there's one thing I know for sure. Pritzker has got to go. Now, is anybody better than Pritzker? No. Irvin is not better than Pritzker. Is Bailey better than Pritzker? Yes. Is Rabine better than Pritzker? Yes. Is Max Solomon better than Pritzker? Yes. Now, you have to decide. And there's other people that you may want to consider. I would suggest that Irvin is not worth considering. He's not my consideration. He is not a conservative. That's my opinion. It's a free country. You're entitled to have your own. But I won't do an event, for example, with Richard Irvin. I was in Aurora the other day. I posted a video. There are people sleeping in the parking lots on the streets of Aurora right now. Aurora has various woke policies. Tina Wortman says, Bailey team all the way. The people that like Darren Bailey are the best people I've met across the state of Illinois. There's no question. So if you haven't met Darren and you haven't met Cindy, you should come out. If you have met them, you should come out. If you haven't met me, you should come out. You should come out if you're available, because if you've already met everybody, it's nice to get to know more people, and it's nice to show strength and support. And if you haven't, you may be on the fence about some people. And a lot of times just meeting people, seeing the look in their eyes, seeing the way that other people are around them helps. So Beecher, Thursday, 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. I'll be there. My wife will be there. My youngest, Stella, will be there. We'll be there with boxes of shirts. The Baileys will be there with a big bus, the Big Bailey bus. And it's a Big Bailey bus stop in Beecher. Say that 3 times. Now back to the weather. I'm no Tom Skilling, but it's hot outside. And I want you to imagine something. As the attack on energy happens in the United States of America, as Biden and the Biden regime have initiated their war on American energy independence, nuclear energy, fracking, pipelines, drilling, all of the energy policies that were working so well for the United States of America, there's been a new war on energy, and it's been waged by our own government. As that happens, we're hitting record heat prices. It's humid, it's hot, it's thick. And now is the time where we need our air conditioning. Now is the time when we need our fans. Now is the time when we need our refrigerators and our ice cubes. We need all of those things, and they're trying to get us to use electric vehicles. Electric vehicles. And in California, they're hitting rolling blackouts. And the governor of California is asking the population not to charge their electric vehicles and letting them know there's going to be rolling blackouts. Imagine if there was a rolling blackout in Illinois right now. I mean, those poor people during the storm the other day lost power. Hillary has a comment. So many great candidates who are conservatives. Paul Schimpf is a great candidate as well. He has my vote, but I respect everyone who is running. Okay, great point. So Paul, I have not met Paul. I've seen Paul. I met Carolyn, his running mate, and Carolyn is sharp. And a lot of people that like Paul. So Hillary is a dynamic Will County candidate. And I think are you a precinct committee woman? She is plugged into the scene in Will County. So she knows a lot of people that are running. She's met a lot of people that are running. And anytime somebody, and she's been very helpful and supportive for us. So she really likes Paul Schimpf. So I think that there's something there. I've never personally met him. I've met the 3 people that I mentioned, but Paul Schimpf is somebody that everybody should consider. I think that every gubernatorial candidate is somebody that everybody should consider. Now, to me, it's easy to, to dismiss Richard Irvin, but it's not my place to dismiss Richard Irvin for you. I would just suggest look into what, if he is what he says he is, and I think you'll find out he isn't. Hillary says, oh my God, thank you for saying that. I'm the chairwoman of the Will County Young Republicans. Okay, great. Thank you for letting me know, because I didn't want to mess that up. That's why I hesitated. Hillary's a mom. She's a wife. She is an American badass in all the right ways. Okay, so Hillary says that she likes, I'm going to just try and show this comment. She likes Paul Schimpf. Okay, so Paul is running for governor. So with his running mate, Carolyn, I've met Carolyn. She's sharp. You got Max Solomon and Latasha Fields. They're both amazing. You got Darren Bailey and Stephanie Trussell. I saw Stephanie Trussell speak last night. Stephanie, every time I see her, I like her more and more. And last night, she packed so much into 3 minutes of speaking, and she didn't seem like she was talking that fast, but boy, she hit all the points and she was rocking and rolling. Who else? Rabine. Rabine is also running, and he's a solid businessman and candidate. These candidates are out there for you to meet. There's some of them more than others, and some of them aren't out there that much. Okay, so Irvin isn't out there that much. The lady that's running for Senate against me isn't out there that much. Okay, I'm out to everything I can go to. Sometimes there's more than one thing happening at once, and it's hard to get to. Elizabeth says, Darren and Cindy are the best. I've been volunteering for them since 2020. They are patriots. So get to know these people. Take an opportunity. Actually, they use gasoline power generator. You can't make these things up. Yeah, they're using that to charge cars. Okay, Emily McNabb says, Ray Bine, Solomon, and Bailey are all great, but I'm not familiar with Paul. Okay, so good. So Hillary is helping Emily. These both, by the way, all the people that are super involved and all these people that are behind the scenes, I mean, not to take anything away from the guys. Obviously, I'm a guy, but Elizabeth, Emily, and Hillary, and Tina are moms, women, and some, not those ladies in particular, but some of these other women that I'm meeting are grandmas. So Emily that came by today, and Erin, like all of these moms, grandmas, and wives, and ladies in general, all the single ladies too, are the ones that are making waves in this election. I believe this is going to go down in history, in Illinois at least, as the year of women. And isn't it ironic that in the same year that we had a Supreme Court nominee who was female and refused to define a female in front of the world and our government, this is the year of the female when it comes to making change in our world. It's the females that are doing it. And I'd say mama bears, but some of them are not even moms. Some of them are just fed up, man. They're fed up and they're paying attention to what's going on, and they know how to rally people and organize people. Okay, Amanda says, love Max Solomon for governor and Latasha Fields for lieutenant governor. So the best thing that you ladies and men and people that are seeing this can do is get out and meet more of these candidates, because as you can see, I bet you that these women that are, Hillary's met Paul Schimpf. Emily has not met Paul Schimpf. So if she gets a chance to meet Paul, she might like him more. I think that might be the case with Darren. I hope it's the case with me. It's the feedback that I get from people about me. It happened last night. I did a Downers Grove Township Republican meeting, and there were some guys and ladies, and they were like, we didn't know about you. And then before you know it, they're taking shirts and they're taking cards and they're telling people. And this is how it happens. We don't need the Chicago Sun-Times to tell us what to do. You don't need me to tell you who to vote for. I'm here to encourage you to know your power. So that takes me to my next point. Today is Donald Trump's birthday. Now, a lot of people are asking me about Donald Trump. In fact, I was at an event within the last few days out in Erie, Illinois, and a man said to me, why are you running away from Donald Trump? Because somebody said, well, what do you think about Trump? And I said, I like Donald Trump. I voted for him twice. I voted for Donald Trump twice. Okay. One of the other people running for United States Senate voted for Barack Obama twice. Now she talks about being a Trump supporter. She voted for Barack Obama twice, she says. Now, I think that says something. And I think what I did says something. I like Donald Trump. I didn't like him at first. I didn't like him as a candidate at first. And I watched him systematically dismantle the clown show that was the stream of candidates that were lined up to run for the Republican nomination for president of the United States. And when he did that, I was like, whoa, okay. So I supported Donald Trump. I voted for him twice. Now, I'm not going to fly to Mar-a-Lago to beg for his endorsement. I'm not going to, would I accept it? Absolutely. Would I be proud to accept it? Yes. I think that I'm the kind of candidate that he should be proud to endorse. And I can't say that about all the candidates he's endorsed. But one of my problems with this fanaticism over Donald Trump and DeSantis, who I also like, and anybody is. What happens too much is we give away our power. And we can support candidates, but they work for us. And they don't always do the right thing. They got to know about it. And so I support Donald Trump, and I hope that he's president again. I hope that if he's not president again, that we get another strong candidate like DeSantis. And I support Rand Paul, and I support Jim Jordan, and I support Marjorie Taylor Greene, because they stand up for our country. Now, does that mean that I agree with everything they say? No. Does that mean that I'm going to go kneel and bow before them? No. They work for us, just like I am offering to work for you. So what concerns me about these candidates and the voters is that a lot of people are expecting somebody to swoop in and save the day. Now, we can swoop some of these clowns out. Like, I think if we swoop out Pritzker, that's going to help us tremendously. But if Richard Irvin swoops in, we're in deep trouble. Deep trouble. Now, if Darren Bailey gets in, or Rabine gets in, or Max gets in, or Paul gets in, I think that we're going to be in better shape. Are those people going to be, do I want them running the state by executive order? No. Do I want Trump running the country by executive order? No. Do I want DeSantis doing things by executive order, or Biden? No. I want the government to work the way it's supposed to work. I want our representatives to represent. I want the truckers to go back to trucking, and I want the representatives to be the representatives. And we, the people, the voters, have to hold them accountable. We, the people, the voters, have the power. And part of this election talk about the integrity of the election, which is obviously a big question mark, but it's been a deterrent. It's been a suppression mechanism to keep people from voting. I'm meeting seniors across the state of Illinois, and they're telling me their friends are not getting involved because they think their vote doesn't count. Our vote has never been more important. We, the people, have the votes. That's why voter suppression is such a strong tactic and strategy. That's why these newspapers say, oh, we've endorsed these people over and over and over again. It's a suppression technique. Same thing with these GOP endorsements. We need the moms and the citizens and the people to make the decisions. You know what's best for you. You know the candidate that resonates with you. And I have to say, when I'm out west of 53 and south of I-80, it's pretty much a landslide for one of those candidates I mentioned. Tina Wortman says, we need Matt elected. Hillary says, we need checks and balances always. 100%. You know, one of the things that people like about DeSantis is that he's doing a lot of executive orders that they happen to agree with at the time. The answer is we need governors that behave as governors. They're supposed to be the final check and balance, and they're supposed to be leaders and executives that try to influence and shape the tone, but not mandate from the top down. So we don't want to go from a Pritzker regime to another version of Pritzker that behaves sometimes the way you want, but then who knows? We need to have the legislature and all of the representatives do their jobs. And one of the reasons I started this video out, and I'm going to wrap it up here because I know I said I was going to try and keep it short. I always say that, and I always mean to. But one of the tricks here, one of the gags is that we need these representatives to represent on a state level, on a local level. And the first thing I said way in the beginning is we got to get the bad people out and the good people in. And who are the bad people? In my view, from my perspective, just as Matt Dubiel, the citizen, the dad, the business owner, the husband, the father of four, the guy who I spent more on tax, property tax, income tax this year than I ever have in my life. And when the accountant called, he said, it's bad. It's ugly. Actually, no, he said it's ugly. Ugly wasn't even strong enough for the amount of money that I paid this year. and I'm paying for drag queen story time and all this other garbage. But the bad people we got to get out, in my opinion, are the people that stood idly by while the economy was shut down. And the good people we got to get in. Anybody who is in government, Republican or Democrat, I'm voting out if they stood by and they didn't stand up against shutdowns and mandates. They're out. That's how I'm voting. And then how do I vote the good people in? I'm choosing the people that are standing for the Constitution, for checks and balances, and for the Bill of Rights, the United States of America, the American flag, a strong military, a strong border, a strong economy, and America first. And some people think that America first is just a Trump thing. Happy birthday, Donald. There's a picture of Donald over here that an artist friend of mine made. It's really awesome. Donald Trump didn't come up with America first. Ron DeSantis didn't come up with America first. They just championed it. And wouldn't it be nice to have a governor to champion those ideas again? Wouldn't it be nice to have a senator to champion those ideas again? Wouldn't it be nice to have people like Rand Paul, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Jim Jordan, Ron DeSantis, Donald Trump in our state, with all the things that people don't feel like they can say out loud at the school board meeting or at the grocery store or at work or on their Facebook feed, and somebody else says it so that you can go, yeah, that's my guy. Yeah, that's my girl. Yes. And we don't have that in Illinois. We have the complete polar opposite of that. We have people where you're going, what? She said what? Duckworth said what? Durbin tweeted what? They're wearing the colors of the Ukrainian flag on our property while we're paying them? What? Tina says, only problem, the vote will be split. We need to come together before the primary and vote the top candidate as people are already early voting. Well, I think that's up to some of these candidates, Tina. I think that some of these candidates need to make some tough decisions if they really care about Illinois. No Irvin, 100% no Irvin. I hope to make it to Shanahan next week to meet you. I hope to see you there in Shanahan. Agree, Tina, and candidates must work together, and we need to get current sitting politicians out. Yeah, there's really not a lot of good sitting politicians. Hillary, 100%. Our founding fathers were the OG America first. Mic drop. 100%. I'm going to leave it on that. Beecher, 6 o'clock at the Cardinal Creek Golf Club. Somebody bring some popsicles and water, because if it's like today, it's going to be hot tamale. Cardinal Creek Golf Club, 6:15, 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. I'll bring a bunch of shirts and stuff, and we'll bring as many materials as we can. I hope to see you and meet you there. If you're in the area and you can make it, we would love to say hello, and it would be a great opportunity for you to meet people. And any way you slice it, Darren is a state senator. He's a current representative. Tammy. Tammy won't be there. I invite you, Tammy Duckworth, if you're even in Illinois these days, I invite you to join me, Tammy. In fact, I would say this. I invite Tammy at any point, at any time. I will debate you on any issue, live, no notes, uncensored, and I will devote equal time for you, Tammy Duckworth, and myself on my station, AM 1530 WCKG, anytime, anywhere. I will also extend that same invitation to all the other primary candidates for United States Senate. Everybody would have to show up, no notes, completely uncensored, no editing. And we would have somebody else ask the questions, and nobody gets the questions ahead of time. So if all 6 other candidates want to do that, we'll do that on AM 1530 anytime anybody wants to do it. But all 6 of you have to join me. No notes, no early questions. The questions would come from the people, live phone calls, and you'd have to do it on the fly. As Bill O'Reilly would say, blanket, we'll do it live. So that is a standing offer to the other 6 candidates. No notes, no question previews, 100% live, 100% unedited, unfiltered, and we would broadcast live, and the questions will come in real time from the people, and we will pick a third-party moderator to just field the questions from chat and phone calls from probably another radio station. But all 6 candidates would have to be involved for the primary. But Tammy, if you want to do it, just me and you, anytime, any place. The Chicago Sun-Times says that people think Tammy Duckworth is formidable. And I have not met one person, definitely not a serious conservative, that believes that to be true in any way, shape, or form. Emily says, agree to our candidates must work together and we need a current sitting politicians out. Okay, yeah, I want to see. I should have left on the mic drop. Our founding fathers were the OG America first. Yep, that's it. Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. Beecher, Thursday, 6 o'clock, Cardinal Creek Golf Club, 615 South Dixie Highway in Beecher, not Cook County, Will County, where I live. Will County. Stay cool, hydrate, and vote. Dubiel for Senate. Please share. Tell your family. Share this video. Share a picture. Share a meme. You got to share. We all have about 100 to 1,000 friends. Please share. Big dating game kiss. Thank you. See you there.